Good Monday morning, everyone. It is June 26th. Thank you very much for hanging out with us on KSAT News Now. It's been a little while since we've been able to do one of these shows, but we appreciate you guys spending just a little bit part of your day with us. You can find us on all of our digital platforms. That's just a reminder there, YouTube, KSAT.com, and many other ways. You can also like, rate, and subscribe to the podcast. So this show gets turned into a podcast a little bit later on. But again, we've been on a little bit of a break. Obviously, Wemby week took hold of San Antonio the entire week. We've been on Wemby watch. Feels like forever, honestly. It's been a lot of action here with Victor Wembanyama visiting San Antonio and now officially being here as part of the San Antonio Spurs. So we do have one Wemby story today in our show. We're going to talk about a pretty cool experience that he had in a viral tweet. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Also going to talk about a potential CPS scam that CPS Energy is warning their customers about, and also a tornado that tore through the Midwest. Some pretty compelling video there. Sarah Spivey's hanging out with us. There she goes. She's got whoop. Yeah. And she's going to talk to us a little bit about the heat. Is there any relief in sight? Doesn't. Oh, she's giving a little. So you're telling me there's a chance. That's basically what you're saying. Okay, maybe something. It's also National Sarah Day. That is very interesting. We need to. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. And of course, the weather. All you need to know there. But okay, so the big story that we've seen across San Antonio here is this investigation into the death of a woman by 3 San Antonio police officers, and this investigation continues today. San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg and the daughter of the woman killed and the attorney for the woman's family, they were speaking out over the weekend, calling for changes in the San Antonio Police Department. Last Friday, 3 police officers shot and killed 46-year-old Melissa Perez inside her apartment on Old Pearsall Road near Loop 410. So earlier in the day, Chief William McManus said that the officers were answering a call about a woman destroying a fire alarm when things took a violent turn. So after viewing body camera videos, McManus called it a murder, and he is not alone.
The body cam footage was very disturbing. It disturbed the police chief enough that he has already fired those police officers or placed them on leave.
The fact that 3 officers all thought that this was okay, the fact that the first words out of their mouth was, "You're going to get shot," rather than, "We're here to help."
All right, you just heard there from Mayor Ron Nirenberg and the family's attorney, that was Dan Packard. So the attorney says that the family wants to make sure that nothing like this ever happens again. The 3 officers involved have either been fired or placed on leave, and they have all been arrested on murder charges. So we're going to continue to follow the very latest. You can find the updates on KSAT.com. The police department also has 3 separate investigations underway into exactly what went wrong. Still a lot to cover here on this story. Okay, moving on to CPS Energy here. So they are warning their customers of scammers and calling and pretending to be representatives with the company to try and steal your information. So a few things to remember about CPS Energy. 1, they will never call to demand payment or threaten same-day disconnection. They will also never ask for your banking information, and they ask you, if you do get one of these calls from these scammers, that you write down the scammer's number and report it to their customer service line. That number is 210-353-2222. So keep that in mind there. Okay, take a look at this. This is pretty incredible video here out of the Midwest. The National Weather Service is surveying Bargersville, Indiana today after a reported tornado hit the area. So the twister cut a path of about 3 miles and left up to 75 homes damaged. This is an incredible video that you're seeing here. As of right now, no injuries have been reported. That is some good news there. The National Weather Service will assess the damage and determine the strength of this pretty much looks like a tornado, right, Sarah? I mean, I think we could say it's a tornado.
Confidently, that is a tornado. Yeah. Man, you know, parts of the nation have really been hit with these tornadoes. It is tornado season. You know, in Colorado, there were some tornadoes and some damaging hail. And as we just saw in Indiana, the thing is, though, for Texas this week, it's all about the heat. Right. All about the heat. For most of the state, yeah, in fact.
I don't know, I don't like these colors.
Let me tell you,
very friendly.
I don't often hate the color pink. But I do right
man,
now.
yeah.
You know, heat index and heat advisories, heat excessive warnings in effect for most of the state of Texas, with the exception being the Panhandle. In fact, ERCOT has issued a watch. They're going to watch the grid carefully. As far as I know, we do have enough energy, which is good news, but it's something that we'll be keeping our eye on. All of the state of Texas going to be experiencing heat today because of that pesky heat high overhead. And, you know, San Antonio is no exception. In fact, San Antonio is going to be one of the hottest places on the map. By noon today, we're going to feel like 102. By about 2, 3, 4 o'clock in this afternoon, that's when we'll have the peak heat of the afternoon, 103 for the high. It'll feel like 107. Now, a lot of times when we talk about the heat index, why don't we just say it's 107 outside if it feels like 107? Well, that's because the heat index is a calculated number. The temperature is the actual hard data. Whenever it's hot outside, we sweat. That sweat evaporates. It helps us regulate our body temperature. But when the humidity is high, that sweat can't evaporate as easily. So in the afternoon, when the humidity is high, it's still going to feel like 107. And then this evening, not really cooling down quickly. We'll still be at 93 by 10 p.m. So it's going to be hot all day today. Here's that heat high. It's expected to move overhead in the coming days, Tuesday and Wednesday, right over Texas and San Antonio. Here's that little bit of relief that I was hoping for. By the weekend and into early next week, that heat high is going to be enough off to the east that temperatures will come down a bit and maybe, just maybe, open up the atmosphere for a couple of isolated showers or storms. But until then, we are going to have near record temperatures. Again, the forecast high today, 103. The forecast high tomorrow, 103. Close to that record of 105 set back in 1980. Close to record temperatures on Wednesday, too, when we're forecasting 102, but the record is 103. Notice that temperatures do come down as that heat high moves off to the east by this upcoming weekend. We're even forecasting below 100 by Sunday. But again, that is going to be some luck if we could do that, RJ. And the thing, too, is that if there's a silver lining, it's that the humidity is going to come down in the afternoon in the coming days. So.
Well, we'll take any silver lining at this point.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I know. And just to keep this in perspective, RJ, you know, by this time last year, we had 21 100-degree days. So far this year, today would make 8, I believe. So
wow.
Not as bad as last year.
Yeah, definitely. And something that was interesting is that every day when I'm like, okay, I want to go do something outdoors, like let me go when the sun goes down, but it is still hot.
It's still hot.
Yeah. You can still
I will
feel
say
it
though that
in
like
there.
walking your dog is better when the sun is down and when the asphalt and concrete is not as hot.
Things cool down just a little bit.
A
I guess.
little
I don't
bit.
even know if
Enough
that's the way
to
say it,
survive,
cooling
I
down.
think. Yeah.
Well, Sarah, what do you think Victor Wembanyama is saying about this Texas heat?
I think he's being like, oh, is this the way it always is? I feel bad that he came to San Antonio during our hottest part of the year so far.
I know. I'm
Don't
pretty
worry,
sure he's
Wimby.
been air conditioned. So
I know
that's
he's watching us. Wimby,
Totally, he is.
it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Come October.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You'll be loving this. this weather in the fall when it's not like super cold or during the winter. But yeah, Victor Wembanyama obviously making the rounds.
I saw this picture
San
over the
Antonio.
weekend.
This is pretty cool. So this right here, I
Look
mean,
at it.
Spurs royalty. That's the greatest way to put it. Haley, our producer, put that in. It's like, absolutely, this makes sense. First overall draft pick here, Victor Wembanyama, posted on Twitter that he went to dinner with some of the Spurs, and of course, these are NBA greats too. He posed alongside, we saw there, Tim Duncan off to the far right. David Robinson right there in the middle. Okay, David Robinson 7'1".
I know,
Sarah.
that's what's crazy. And there's Sean Elliott on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my thing is I'm close to the 5 of them. I've got a Parker jersey.
Ah, okay.
And I've got a signed Sean Elliott picture.
Ooh, okay.
I need to get Manu, Robinson, and now Wemby.
Yeah, and apparently all you need to do is hang out in Southtown.
Okay.
Because this was a Southtown restaurant there, and then the next day on Saturday he was at another Southtown restaurant. So I think they're just
Do we know
showing
what
him
restaurant they were at?
that was at Bliss. Reportedly at Bliss. Yeah.
I went there for my birthday.
Oh,
I was so close.
See, look at that. So anyways, yeah, this photo went viral over the weekend. Victor Wembanyama getting to know some of the Spurs greats and royalty there, as Haley put it. Pretty cool stuff there. Apparently they had a really awesome dinner. This was on Friday night.
Question for you, RJ. I know there were some thoughts about how Wimby would play in the World Cup for France. What's the
Yes.
latest on that?
Well, we do get an update on that today. So he has announced that he will not play in this year's World Cup for the French team, and this is in order to prepare for his rookie season with the Spurs. Now, he does plan to play internationally with France next year.
I see,
So,
but he's
yeah.
taking this part very seriously,
Yes,
being
yeah.
prepared for the Spurs
Absolutely,
in the
yeah.
upcoming rookie season.
And I mean, you could imagine he's probably, exhausted. I get it. He's a 19-year-old kid, probably has a ton of energy, but well, I mean, just the amount of media attention that he's gotten.
I know.
the
Can I
amount
ask
of
you a
appearances.
controversial question?
Go for it. Yes, that's what we're doing.
I
Let's
saw
break down
a
the Wemby
video
radio.
of him kind of
Yeah.
brinking some jump shots.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but I feel like I
Yeah.
mean he's under pressure right now, and he must be so tired.
I think that that's a great point, Sarah, because during Saturday's press conference, I think one of the things that he mentioned was that, right now the media attention is insane. So
Probably overwhelming.
It's swirling around him, and he said the one thing I want to do is get back into the gym
Good.
and start working out again and just get back onto the court, basically saying like, well, I need to get back to basketball here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the Spurs were glad to hear that. Yeah, that was a photo op that the Spurs did after he did his introductory press conference here for the local media.
Must be jet lagged, tired,
I can't
exhausted.
imagine. Yeah, they have
but
them all over the place.
listen, Wimby, we are so happy you're here.
Absolutely, yeah.
Sarah Costa and I yesterday showed an 8-foot wingspan. It'd be like
I
this.
saw that. That was
Here.
really cool. Yeah.
It'd be like this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can zoom out.
Or maybe we
Let's
could scoot
see.
over a little bit. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Hi, Wimby. We good.
Hi, Wimby. 8-foot
Yeah,
wingspan.
that is incredible. Yeah, I saw that with that little clip y'all did. That was
Two
pretty
and a
cool
half
stuff.
of us.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible stuff.
Pretty crazy.
Well, yeah, Victor Wembanyama is officially home in San Antonio. They had a big thing for him at the Arneson River Theater Saturday, too. So if you want to get all that coverage, we have all of that on KSAT.com, kind of recapping Victor Wembanyama's arrival to San
It's
Antonio.
great. Check it out.
And I don't want to, obviously, we talked about this a little bit earlier, National Sarah Day. How about this?
I didn't even know. I wore jeans to work. I didn't even know
Yeah.
it was National Sarah Day.
Well, you and Sarah Costa posted a awesome picture. You can find that right now on Instagram. And it said, who wrote this caption? I'm not even sure.
I don't know.
Okay.
It
yes.
must have been from Andrew, our social
Maybe,
media
yes.
guy.
All right. So Sarah has been among the top 150 female names since 1880. Wow.
I know this, and especially in the early 1990s, because I have so many Sarah friends.
Yeah.
Now Sarah is not a cool name for a baby. You don't see any Sarah babies. Sarah is going to be an old lady name. The way that like Edna
Agnes
is
or something like that?
something. I'm serious. But I want to
olds, I
wish
don't
a
know.
happy National Sarah Day to all the other
Yeah,
Sarahs out there,
absolutely.
including mi otra Sarita, Sarah Costa.
Yeah, great stuff there. I have a picture there on our Instagram page.
Can't
Pretty cool
see it
stuff.
right
Yeah.
now. Sorry.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap up KSAT News Now. Again, thanks for checking us out. You can also check out our podcast as well. Cool. We will see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks
KSAT
for
News
letting
Now.
me join
Yeah,
today.
Awesome. Good times.
Happy
Go
National
Wemby.
Sarah Day.
And National Sarah Day.